My name's James Pearson and I'm a chartered surveyor at Colliers CRE. I advise my clients on the purchase or the sale of investment property, and I specialise in shops, high street shops and shopping centres. What I remember at school was sort of being put under a lot of pressure and being told that the next thing was the biggest thing and the most important thing in the world. And I think I look back and I think that there was maybe a bit too much pressure put on people when they were that age. I didn't actually achieve the A-level results that I was hoping to achieve, which ended up in me not going to my first choice university straight after school. I was very calm about it. I was so uncertain about my path. It was actually quite a nice thing that a decision had been made for me, that I wouldn't do something and I had to find something else. And I had this, the world suddenly, I had this opportunity to do anything I wanted to do. I went to live in Namibia, a country in southern Africa, quite close to a lot of my family who live in Zimbabwe. I ended up getting a fantastic job running a bar and a hostel in the capital, Windhoek. It was a fantastic 8 months because it was kind of a growing up period, but also an opportunity to go and live somewhere totally different. I think when I came back from my gap year and obviously had to go to university, it was quite a hard point because I'd obviously had such a great time. The course was supposedly the most important thing, but I think actually when you look back at it, sort of 8 years later, I think the most important thing that I got out of university was probably an incredible bunch of friends that I'm still very close with. When I finished university, I was slightly disappointed. I still didn't know what I wanted to do. I ended up getting a job as a removal man, which was sort of just to pass the time and to work out what kind of career I wanted to go into. I sort of toyed with the idea of accountancy or working in the insurance business because of being good at maths, but they really didn't appeal. And in the end, I saved up quite a bit of money and decided to go and live in Australia for a bit. I was avoiding possibly the inevitable, in that my father was a chartered surveyor and I always thought I didn't want to do anything that he did. I got to Sydney and started doing some sort of local jobs, but ended up deciding that I wanted to have a crack at surveying, and I got a job at Colliers in Sydney, and it was just the most brilliant experience because I was living on the North Shore, getting the ferry to work in my suit. It was the middle of the summer and it was just a brilliant lifestyle, and the people were fantastic. I was in different properties every day. I got to see the whole of Sydney and even travel to Melbourne and Brisbane on business. And I think I really got a taste for it. I think I was always encouraged when I was younger that to go into the likes of accountancy. I think my family always thought that I was very, very good at maths and that was going to be the route I would take. I would say I was almost even a little bit pushed, but I kind of really resisted. And when I came back from Australia, I came home and said, actually, I think I'm going to be a chartered surveyor. I think they were pretty surprised. I knew that Colliers was where I wanted to work, but it was still a case of having to go through the interview process like anyone else. But I think it went well, and I've had a job there ever since. I've been working there now for 5 years. The thing I've learnt about careers is that it isn't really a race. A lot of my friends went straight into a job after university. I obviously ended up having a couple of years after university before I started work, but it hasn't held me back in any way, and I don't think that it ever meant that I wasn't earning as much as them or I couldn't do things. It just wasn't a race, and I think it's quite important to remember that.